Hi, I'm Jed from GDK Veneering. This is a Riley Elf set. It's a Mark III, and you can see the different components that makes up the dashboard. Now, if you've got a Riley Elf set, yours is probably, if it's not been restored, going to be looking just like this. I'm going to show you a couple of the pieces now of what we've actually got to do with this job. So first of all is the center console. So this is where your clocks would fit in, and on this particular one we have got to make repairs to the actual plywood because it's delaminating, and this is a normal thing that we see. So what we'll do is we'll get some glue on a knife, we'll push it all down into that crack, and then we'll stick it all back so it's all solid once again. So this particular piece has got to be all re-glued at the back, and in the ring itself there's pieces of plywood that's missing, so we'll actually slither little tiny pieces into there to make that full again. And also, by the way, these cars, the dashboards, it's always jointed in the middle, so whatever's on the left should be on the right, and that's the same with the glove box doors. Now these are normally done in two different veneers. So this particular one is a burr oak veneer, which is there, and then this is a straight grain veneer. And believe it or not, you probably won't believe me when I tell you this, even though this veneer that's on there looks like a warm orangey colour, which some people like that, but that is because it is faded. So this colour that's there that looks like a cherry veneer is actually a straight grain walnut, which looks like that. Now if I spray just a little bit of water on this and give it a second, it'll go back to how that one would have been. So this is just water, just spray it on. I'll just leave it for a minute, and then just in the meantime while that's soaking in there, you can see on this it does actually warp. So the dashboard has warped, and you can see that the glove box door isn't quite flush like how it used to be. So I'm hoping that when all this is re-veneered, that pulls that little bit of a curve back out of that, so the glove box door will fill that bit of a gap that's there. Obviously the handles there, they're solid wood. The glove box door is made out of plywood with a painted edge, so that's how it'll be again. These are made out of plywood, and on this particular case, all the instruments and things, all brackets and things like that, have been left on so we can fit the doors here at GDK Veneering. Also, the actual plywood is delaminated on this as well, so we'll re-glue all that back down and put a new piece in the back if it needs it. The other side of the glove box door, common cause is just age really. It goes milky, like you can see the damp's got in there, and it goes this milky colour like it's doing there. Also with that milky colour you'll also get cracks, so you can see like there's veins which are actually cracks all in there. 9 out of 10 times the rear of the doors, because they've been protected, they're not normally as bad, and you can see there that yes, it has got some cracks in it, but at least it's not falling off. Nevertheless, all this set is going to be completely re-veneered, repaired. It's going to be sprayed in a gloss lacquer that's going to be all polished and looking actually beautiful again. So this here, like I said, it's burr oak. So I'm going to show you some burr oak. So there we go. There's a burr oak veneer, and you'll see that it's very pale compared to the colour it is there. So that's the colour that's there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give you an idea of the actual colour that is going to look like once it's been lacquered and polished. So that colour is that one right there. So you imagine that on there, it's going to look absolutely gorgeous once again. Like I said, I'm Jed from GDK Veneering. Please click like, share and tell your friends. And also the veneer there is a straight grain walnut, by the way. Sorry about that, but that is the colour that it goes, so that'll be the surrounding colour which is all this part, and the centre. Please click like, share and tell your friends. Subscribe on YouTube, and if you've got a Riley elf just like this in need of some attention, please give us a call and we'll give you a quote. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.